Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you are staying warm. Brandy and I were just talking about how she's kind of getting a cold um, wave coming through. We're in Tennessee, right, Brandy?
Yes.
Yeah. And I was just drinking a smoothie and it made me cold. So we're both cold. So jump on, say hi so Brandy could see your comments. Do you have that pulled up there, Brandy?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited. It's always a good feeling when we get to Friday, but better yet, it's always nice to just unwind a little bit of creative R&R and to create a little bit. And so Brandy has a really great sketch challenge she's going to be creating. And then, anyways, tell us a little bit about it, Brandy. And of course, introduce yourself too.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully everybody knows me by now. If not, I am Brandy Baucom, a creative partner here in Tennessee, right on the Kentucky-Tennessee line. From Kentucky originally, but live over the edge in Tennessee now. I have posted this, and Susan's going to go post this, I think she said in the comments of this video as well. But this is a post over in the Play to Create group or in my group, either one. This is a page map, which she puts out a monthly newsletter each month. And this one actually came in February. And I saw this and liked it and hadn't really planned to do it tonight, but it works for what I wanted to do. So this is a February, so a current page map, which is a sketch. And she posts, they're all single page ones, and then she has one double page one each month. So this is from her current one.
I always love to see how you take a general, like basic sketch and then you Kiwify it, like we like to say here, right? Kiwify it.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, I'm going to turn it over to you, Miss Brandy, and I can't wait to see what you guys create. And then, of course, hopefully grab your guys' stuff. Like that's what's fun about having be able to be distant but still be social with these at-home craft-ins, in a sense that allows you to make the time to play, to create, and connect, and to grab your stuff and come create along and be inspired with Brandy. And of course, it's always nice to accomplish something as well. So, all right, well, take it over.
Hey, thanks. I already see a question. How long will this be live? Anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, knowing me, at least 2 hours, because I am long-winded and I take forever just because I'm talking and working at the same time. Hey, Betsy and Lynn and Deborah and Becky, everybody, Jonathan, Ginger, lots of buddies on here. I see Joanne's on here, one of my customers from Canada, all kinds of people on here. So thanks for joining us. Yes, somebody else says it's cold. We've had ice. Of course, y'all know from the news, the ice all the way as far south as Texas, but we've had ice here, and we're having two big storms coming through over this next week. So the plans are right now is that I will get to craft this next week, all week, and that I should have snow days, because they're calling minimum right now. The Weather Channel says for us is 13 inches through Thursday or Friday through Thursday, and maximum of 22 inches. I can't imagine 22 inches here in Tennessee. So anyway, I started with this. What I'm going to work on is some pictures of, and you can just see I printed these out on my selfie printer, so I hadn't even pulled these off yet. But these are pictures of two of my 4 beautiful nieces who I called their mother tonight. They're probably not on here yet, but they're going to be watching because they're going to get to see themselves on Facebook Live. So I thought their age, this is from back a year ago, December, but for their age, I thought that would be something cool and to tickle them. So I didn't do this, and then I'll cut them apart. I haven't decided. I couldn't decide because I like both of those for different reasons. This one shows Ellie's full outfit, whereas this one doesn't show the green and stuff. So I'm not for sure. It's both cute photos. So I haven't decided. So my 3 photos that I'm going to have on this are going to be these 3 or those 3, one or the other. And I tried to pick one that had cute expressions and something they were doing. So Ellie's smiling in this one with her legs straight out in the air, which looks nice. And then Katie, to catch Katie with a good grin is a good thing. A lot of her, she was looking around kind of nervous. This was her first dance recital, maybe, or second. I can't remember. Anyway, but she's an angel here. And so we're going to do, or I'm going to do these photos and actually do a girl layout. Y'all don't get to see me do girl stuff anytime or much because I don't do them. I have a boy. Susan has added that to the comments. So that's there. So if you need this, you can have it in the comments. But I'm going to do a girl layout. I'm also going to use, you can see I hadn't even opened mine yet, the new dance a la carte. And so let me go ahead and open that. But I'm going to do these pictures of Ellie and Katie. And these pictures are from Dancing with the Stars. It's a local thing they do for charities. Each group that enters gets to choose a charity that their money donated in their name. The ticket sales is divided up and all that kind of stuff. And their dance studio does that, the Dancing with the Stars. And all of the girls get to dance. They're the intermission in between them setting up the stage for the next act. So in between, these were at 2 different times between different acts, from local school teachers to all kinds of people raising money for the backpack program, for food, for local Boys and Girls Club and all that kind of stuff. So it's for a good cause. And of course we went for, to help a good cause, but also to see those girls. But so I'm going to use our new dance a la carte so that we have the shoes and the girl. I can get her out of here very carefully. There we go. So throw that away. So my thoughts are in using this. I had several photos of them, but they only were on stage once a piece. But my thought is that the dancing girl is going to be where the giraffe is in this photo, to line up on the photo. I don't know how well y'all can see it. To line up where that giraffe is. Obviously, this is out of proportion. And the dance shoes would be up here where the baby carriage is. So that is my thoughts. Let me get this pinned comment out of the way so I can see y'all's comments. Hey, from Maryland, Renee. Okay, so I'm trying it out on my iPad. Somebody told me that they have it fixed now. Used to, the comments wouldn't work right on my iPad. So I've got my laptop in front of me and my iPad up here to my left so that now I can see y'all are crooked. Let me see if I can get y'all straight. It bothers me if y'all's view of my desk is crooked because it bothers me if somebody's is. But anyway, I have you 2 places watching so that I can see. Oh, that does look better. Okay, so good. So this is my thought process. This one is going to, the other templates I've pulled in case I wanted to use them besides the dance a la carte. Let me get rid of my side of my pictures here. Is for when you're looking at this, it has an arrow, and I'm thinking, because of course I love my cute little nieces, and it would be cute because it's got the heart on the end, the love struck a la carte. So I will play around with it here in a moment, and I'm thinking this is going to be in place of the arrow, notations in place of this piece that is sitting back here behind that arrow. And then you have a circle behind it, which I've got all my circles out because you can see different shapes and sizes. Theirs are kind of wonky circles, but I don't know. And then I also pulled this out since I was getting out that tiny notations. I pulled this guy out, which is notation 7T, in case I wanted to put it where the title is instead of that circle there, and then have, for example, other circles going around that. So that is kind of just pulled out. If y'all have other ideas, I love to hear your ideas. So feel free to do that. But the next up, other than thinking this far since I got home from school today, I haven't thought through paper choice or anything. All I did was pull out, get these laid up here out of the way for now. All I did was, this kit was already laying out, and it's an Echo Park Capture Life kit. And it has a lot of the same colors that Ellie has going on with her outfit in it. And it has the pink and stuff from Katie's jacket that's in this one. So, and it's got pinks and cute little things. So it's got stickers. It's got a cute camera sticker with hearts. It's got the old viewfinder that says memories, happy moments, and all that good stuff. So there you can see, oh, I'm tearing the paper or the page protector here. I'll pull this out. This is an older kit. Let's see. I don't see a date on it anywhere. Sometimes you'll see a date, but this is not a current kit. Oh, 2014. There you go. Echo Park 2014. So yeah, this is not a current kit. But I have seen this at like Tuesday mornings if you have that store. So you can get that kit there. So some of the different things, if I wanted to add it, I love the pink camera here, or the one wherever it might be. There's the other one that was not showing on the front. Oh, the viewfinder. It says memories. Of course, there's other stuff if I wanted to add those in. I don't know that we'll need it. And then this one says all you need is love all the way across it. This has some different cards. I don't know that I'm going to use that one. I'll lay it up there. It's a possibility. This one has the stars and the lights. So if you look at our design, if we're going to make it similar to this, where do y'all get your Echo Park kits? I get them from scrapbook stores. I get them from Tuesday morning, and I get them from when Echo Park themselves have warehouse sales. Here recently, so was it back in December, they did one, and this last month they did one, and they did, if you ordered $50 worth, you get free shipping, and you got the kits. If you ordered at least 10, you got them for $5 a piece, I believe it was. Somebody else might correct me. So if you ordered 10, you got $50 plus the free shipping. So for $50 plus tax, you got 10 kits. So that's a possibility. I don't know if they have this one in stock there or not. But on our sketch, when you're looking at this one, it has one in the background. It has another one right here and a lighter one here because the journaling is going to go on it. And then one sheet of pattern paper. And then you can add in some others over here for the arrows and stuff. So basically, I'm looking for 3 different pieces of pattern paper. These two can be like duotone or something like this. Like this would be great for the journaling, those kinds of things. But I want to make sure everything pops. So we're going to play here. You're welcome, Lisa. I'm going to play around with the papers and stuff and see. But notice they have the one busier pattern here, and then they have a smaller, busier pattern in the arrow. So I'm going to look at the papers. I'll lay that to the side. So this is a possibility. That one is teal and kind of pulls out the blue, and Ellie's. Here's a better one. It's okay. I don't know, but that one is definitely a possibility. This one is the pink cameras or the viewfinder reels with the heart in the center. So I doubt I'm going to use that one. I'll keep it out, but lay it to the side. This one's really cool. It is a 2-tone, only 2 colors used. So you've got Beautiful Life is repeated over and over and over. Beautiful life, beautiful life. It's pink with a white. And then on the back side of that is a picture, a cityscape picture that they have put some arrows over. It's kind of cool. I've not seen any paper like that, but definitely not something that I need for this. So this is a possibility. So I'm going to keep it here. This one is blue. That one kind of highlights the blue of her, and Ellie's blue, but I'm wanting obviously the focus to be on my nieces, not some other little girl. I do like this one. It pulls out the colors that are in there. The pinks, the green is in there, the blue's in there, those kinds of things. The yellow, if there's a little bit of yellow showing. So I'll save it as a possibility. We have a faded blue, which looks okay. It's kind of cool. Fades out. So that's a possibility. We have hearts that say happy moments and best day ever. Kind of be maybe cool behind those is the strip right here. Or that other one. So that's a possibility. Music. They were dancing to music, so I could always use that one. But if I do that here, it would be hard to see any journaling on top of that. So I don't know that one. There is the green. It's a tealish green and not a lime green. So we'll set this one to the side. It is still a possibility, but who knows? I doubt it, but it's there just in case. So here we have a pretty pink one. I love that. Of course, I love anything pink. I saw Diane is on here and joined us, and pink's her favorite color. I'm just kidding. She hates pink and loves purple. But here you can see those two are very similar, so that's kind of cool. I like those. On the back side of the pink, like colored lights. So that's kind of cool. It's interesting. So I'll put that here. Here we don't have any orange unless you just look at like the coloring of their legs and those tights. So really I wouldn't use an orange. I could use it as something like an extra accent color, but not as a focal point. Here we have some cool arrows that if I wanted to do arrows for that one, so that one's a possibility. Yellow, there's not a whole lot of yellow in there, so I doubt I'll use that one. Not seeing anything there, but I can keep those in mind. I have lots of little squares. Who's scrapbooking along with me tonight? I posted that sketch earlier, so y'all had time to hopefully get you 3 photos. Or obviously you could just be here to talk and be entertained by my Southern drawl, as all my Zoom buddies like to tell me. I have a very heavy Southern accent. But this is a pretty pink that would be nice back there. Of course, it pulls out the pink here, but you can see I'm going to use one of those, how it really highlights Katie's jacket and the pink and Ellie's. So I really like that one. Oh, and then the back one is some crazy pattern paper, like not psychedelic, but almost psychedelic. Look at that. Very different patterns. Obviously not something, I don't think I would use it as a background sheet here. Even though most of it would be covered, I guess that could be a possibility. You know, if most of it was covered, it wouldn't look very psychedelic, I guess. But if we took, well, I can get the sheet back. Oh, the pink's on the back side of that. Like if I took one of the others and covered up most of it, you would see that around the outside edge of it. So it's there, but I don't think I like it. I'm scrapping with you. Yay, Kristen, Trudy, I'm here. You're at a crop. That's nice, Trudy. So Trudy's at a crop. I'm scrapping, but a page I was already working on. Okay, Ginger. Hello, Shirley from Arkansas. Okay, so I like this pink, but not the back side. And then the back one is the cards. Life is beautiful. The details. Love this. And that's the back side of that cover. Okay, so now I need to narrow it down to the 3 I'm going to use. So I really like this as the background, maybe, since it is a two-toned. It's like 2 pinks on top of each other, 1 pink on top of another. It's almost like an orangey color. They're so close together. I don't know how well. There you go. Y'all can see that pattern that is in there. Natalie's here from Chicago. Nice. Yeah, I can see it now laying here. That just looks solid pink to you guys, but it's not. So even when I bring it up, you really couldn't see it very well. But there's a nice pattern to it. I don't know if I get it up this much that y'all can actually see that pattern in there. There's a pattern to it. So if I did that, or I could do the pink beautiful, that's kind of really busy, but most of it's going to be covered. And I could always do this on the inside with sparkly lights because they were up on stage dancing. And then for the other piece, the one, oh, for the piece with the animals in it over here, it's always so far away, even though it's not really that far from the camera. But the piece right here, the busier pattern that has the piece, the strip there, could be arrows. So there's that thought. Or it could be these arrow, those are like arrowheads. These are arrows. But see, white on white isn't going to be popping much unless I matted it. That's a possibility, but it would need to be matted to make it pop. I could, of course, use the blue, but I have the pink hearts that say happy moments, adventure, best day ever. And I think that was all. The rest are more like background pieces. I could use this one instead of that dark pink. Do y'all like that better? Sharon scrapping the single page layout with me. Cool. And hey, Linda. So do y'all like the brush tone ombre look pink like this? So for the outside, or do you like the dark hot pink one like this? Let's see, here's the photos laying on that. That, or this, or you know what? Yeah, pink on pink isn't really gonna pop. Let's say that's a whole lot of pink. I love pink. That's too much. Which one do y'all like? Ah, I'm dropping paper. The ombre or the hot pink? Let me get these out of the way. Let's see. Somebody said, Sharon says the light pink. The brushed one. So that's 2 for the lighter pink. Okay. Darker pink. There comes one in for dark. Yeah. I mean, the other thing, obviously, that's a possibility, is instead of using the one with the lights on it, set it aside for a moment. We could always do it like this, which is the same pattern, just on different colors. But then you got a lot of the same thing going on. But I would be able to journal here, or I could put the blue behind it and journal there. And so you're getting some of the same stuff. Or there's all kinds of options. This is what I go through when a lot of people say they like to see the process, because they learn from the process of seeing how we get from one thing to the next. There's that, which I don't care for. So 2 darkers and 3 lighters is what I ended up with. So, there it is. I was going to say what I do with it. So there again, there's the darker. There's the lighter. This lighter won out by 1 vote. We'll go lighter. Okay, so the next step, if this gives you an idea of what it's going to look like, the next thing we want is, I like the dark for the back. Oh, now we're tied. There comes Susan in. So now it's a tie. Somebody break the tie. Lighter. What paper pack is it again? It is the Capture Life by Echo Park. There you go, Cassandra. My thing is this is so white, so much white. I don't know that I like it with the pictures, because if we look at this, there is a mat around the pictures though. Now that I notice that, I always notice things every time I look at a sketch. I pick up something different. So this one does have that. So I could mat the pictures in the darker pink. That would be a thought. Matte in the darker pink, and then have these two here. Okay, now I always like to get interactive, and that way I come out of things with stuff that I would never do. I have two choices for the bitty. Oh, it's been a long day. We went 2 hours late today. So matte with the lighter. Well, we're all matte with the lighter, matte. Oh. Okay. You're killing me. The busy pattern that's going to be for the animals right here, where that animal, the strip that's going to come in behind two of the photos. Y'all like the hearts that say happy moments, adventure and stuff? It's really busy. Or do you like the arrows? See, look, matte with dark, matte with lighter. That's the good thing. We all have opinions and everybody has a personal taste. So here's showing that. Let me get that over there so y'all can see that better. There's the arrows. Or do you like the best day ever, happy moments, adventure, hearts paper? Arrows, 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 arrows. Okay. Hey, Mindy's on here too. Hey, Mindy. Whoa, lots of comments all at once. Close your eyes and do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There you go. So arrows. It is that one out. And some of you, now the big question is, y'all are all over the place when it comes to matting with the dark piece of paper. There's what, if I matted with dark, it would look like this. Or if I matted with the light, it would look like this. Obviously, one of these is going to go. I have to pick one here in a minute. I guess since that's showing there, I can do the one where they're standing back to back. I think the matte, these make the pictures pop more. The dark pink does. So I think I'm going to matte with the dark pink. Let me go ahead and get rid of a photo. And these were printed on my Canon selfie printer. So it does it 2-up for you automatically. If you go into that app, you can tell it the one it's called N-up, the letter N. And you can print 2-up, 4-up, 6-up, whatever, which makes it really cool. When I'm printing photos that haven't been printed already 4x6, or I want a smaller size. So these two we know. Those two, you can see they're cute expressions there. And that one's cute too. What do y'all think? Left or right? Hugging or back to back? Bookends. So yeah, lots of mattes with dark. So yeah, I thought that looked the best too. Which picture do y'all like the best? They're both adorable. Of course, I'm prejudiced. Left, left, front. Oh, the one's facing the front. I was like, what are you talking about, Joanne? But you're talking about this one facing the front. Left, left. Hugging, hugging. Oh, left out. So left is winning out hands down. Okay. So I'll stick that over. Katie, Ellie, when y'all are watching this back, because they're supposed to watch tonight, I'm going to put this picture up, hang it up in my scrapbook room. So y'all will be hanging up in my room. Okay, and ooh, oh my gosh, look at there. I have a visitor. Do y'all see that? Oh my gosh, he was on my cutter. Now I gotta find something to kill him and not get it on my paper. Oh wow, he looks almost dead. He's still moving some. Susan, is this another new issue? I don't know that we've had a special visitor on a live before. I don't have a napkin in my trash can, but I don't want to kill him on my paper. Ugh. He's coming in from the cold. We have all this cold. He's not used to it. He starts, y'all might hear me scream if he starts, if he, no, I scrap plenty. Ah, there he's moving. Okay, dead spider, crisis averted. Whew. Lord, I thought if he jumped on me, y'all would hear me scream. Whew. Now I'm really cold, Susan. Pick it up with the double-sided tape. That's true, I could have done that. Luckily, I had a napkin laying in the trash can. Whew. Okay, hopefully no more visitors tonight. Now what I even do with my cutter? Oh, I laid it over here. I'm glad I didn't put my hand on him. Y'all would have heard me scream. Oh, okay. Take a deep breath. I didn't think of the double-sided tape in time. Okay. My nerves, my heart rate's got to come back down. I wasn't expecting to move my cutter and there be a spider. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to, because some people don't know or don't understand the play to create, and that's why, like Susan just did one the other day that's really cool, to watch it and see, because I like to watch hers to get ideas, and then I've even done screenshots of some of the ones that she'll come up with just by playing with the different templates to see, because I kind of know what I want to do with this, but I don't really. I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but the Play to Create system lets you actually lay out the templates, and that's the best part of this, besides just tracing and cut them out. It lets you visualize it first. Lay these over here because I'm probably not going to use those just yet, but it lets you kind of visualize what's going on with it, so that you can see. And this one's kind of laid over top of it. My little cute little dance shoes would be actually on top of that. If you want to play along and go just like it, of course, some people feel they have to do the sketch exactly. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. I start here and then it ends up way different. Okay, then here is where the photo mats come in handy, because I wasn't a believer in the photo mats to begin with. And then stuff like this will actually sell it for you. And my photos, yeah, 3x4. So this is where they come in handy, besides using them to crop down, which is another thing, which these are already this size. But if I had a different photo, like here's one of my husband and I on a cruise, if I can get it out, and I wanted to crop that down, I could lay this on top and see where it actually comes into play. If I could crop it to 3x4, I would see that my arm and his elbow are both going to be cut off, but that's okay. So besides cropping, it actually lets you play to create, hence the name of the photos. So my photos are going to be larger than this. The sketch calls for 2.5 by 3.5. Mine are going to be 3x4s. So this lets me play around and see how this is going to look. And so you can see my little girl, her leg's going to come up here on top of that because I want her toe to be in line with my photos. So we have, you can see how if I have a mat on here with this, with the photos lined up beside each other, then this is going to be edge to edge basically. So there would be like maybe a hair of the mat showing on this side. The mat's mainly going to be showing top and bottom. Those photo templates are my favorites. You love them? Yes. I use them, like I said, for something like this where I'm trying to see, because my photos are larger, how I want to do this. But because I can also pull this over because I have this space and I can always journal somewhere else. But I have, because they love to dance. Katie is actually at dance. She gets out of dance at 6, I think, tonight. So when this started, she was just leaving dance. She's the smallest one of the 2 girls. But here we have the Love Struck a la cartes. So this come in an old kit. And everything else, I believe, that I have out on the table, you can get now. The dance is current. Rings are great. I use my rings all the time for designing. Even if you have a Martha Stewart cutter or Creative Memories circle cutters, the designing part is where, if nothing else, maybe you don't trace it and draw it, the designing part you can't, hands down, can't beat. But here is the arrow, and the arrow can be pointing to my shoes. And trying to decide how I want that. They look like they're hanging out. I might make my arrow not as long, and people are amazed sometimes when I change up a template. I can move this and not trace this as long and shorten my arrow, because otherwise he's hanging out, and I don't like these hanging way out here in space. And if I put them over here like this, and it's covering up a shoe, and I don't want to cover up the cute heart on the end. So when I draw this, I might shorten the stem of the arrow, so to speak, so that I'm gonna let it hang off for now. But that is pointing to my shoes, so they can be there. And then like I said, I can always throw this under here for that title circle that's on it. You can see the other circles going around it, and I use my templates all the time to do lines or dashes, or sometimes just to draw circles. Take your black journaling pen or something like that and draw around the template, and that's going to give you that same effect. So this is out in case I want it here in a little bit. I have this in case I want it to put the circle. You can see that title is on a circle right there, on there, so that it's not just showing straight on the paper. This big template could be a sheet of paper, the big circle, or it could be something that I have lines and dashes with. So I will add that as extra. That's like the added extra benefit stuff, where they have this going in. You can see they just did little dotted lines around it. So that's the extra added embellishment. So, and then of course, if I wanted to add in some of the bigger rings, because I love circles, you could have in, if I wanted to, since we're playing to create, if I wanted to add in and pull my pictures on top, I could add in that big circle to where this girl is standing inside that circle. Kind of like that. That kind of adds to it a little bit. I would have her standing on the circle, kind of like that. It's kind of cool, like she's a gymnast at the in a circus. You know how they ride around in those big circles, things out on the floor. That's just a thought. But if you do that, the designing is the rule of 3s. Obviously, we would have some drawn circles up here, but you could also add in another circle, and that's where you could pull it. I'm just playing, and I might not like this. So that's where you can add in. I am all thumbs today. This is my 3rd live Facebook Live this week. 2 on another page And then this is the first one on Kiwi Lane this week. And then teaching and snow and ice, or mainly ice. So no telling what I will say or how I'll say it. But this kind of highlights the dance shoes. If I put the title dance up there, then that kind of leaves this bare. But if the title is here, like I said, I'm playing, and that's what these are for. So you can get it the way you want it. And then it can say dance. And then I pull this out. And I could draw circles around that and then have I don't know. Might be too busy. I do like the girl, and somebody said, Red said, love the girl in the circle. Kind of draws attention to her. I don't necessarily like this here. This does highlight that, like somebody said. Of course, then if I add in these circles, then we're adding in other paper. Let's see. Love the shoes highlighted. Okay, throw y'all's ideas at me. What you got? Y'all usually have some awesome ideas. I do like the big circle. I could always journal in the other circle. If this one is back like this. This is the arrow, the title dance could be up here. This would say dance. This would point to those. I would technically have more circles once I draw some in over here. The journaling could be over here, but then that's going to look like an added. Of course, we have the white sheet. You're not going to have all this pink. Remember, the white is going to come in. So this is going to be, the white background is going to be showing right here for where I can journal on in that corner. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this, and you can see they have a wide piece showing. Mine is going to hang, their picture's only hanging out a little bit. As you can see, mine is going to hang out a lot because I'm using larger photos. Are you using the other two papers? Yes, I'm using these two here. I'm just trying to think through that process. And because that's what I'm going to do now is to cut this white so that I can see the white here. Because when I'm looking at this, theirs is wider, and I like that wide piece going around it, but I'm not going to have that. So I could put dancing and then with the stars down here for the subtitle. That's another thought. I think I'm going to cut mine. If I do a 10 by 10, that's going to give me 1 inch on either side. I think a 10 by 10 is what I'm going to cut my white. So it's going to give me 1 inch of pink going all the way around. And I am matting with this pink. So I was just putting it on this so you guys could see the templates better. If I put it on that light, then you're not going to be able to see them. So I was using a dark paper. So this is actually the matte, and the background is going to be that. So wish me luck. I'm going to pick up my cutter, those of you that have been on. Hopefully no spider this time. Now, every time I go to pick it up, I'm going to be looking underneath it. Yuck. We have the house sprayed a lot. Well, once a year they come and spray. I don't know. I'll have to ask my husband when that's due. But what I want is to cut 10 by 10. Oh, I have my cutter right side up. So, the blue's pretty, just doesn't quite go with the pictures. Ten. Hey, Kirby, glad you could join us. I'm going to, I'll have my cutter here. Tony, shh. My husband and my son are getting really loud. Okay, so there's my background. And the good thing about this being the photo mat, what I can do is move this up here and I can move this to the side so I still have my visual. If I don't mess it up. And then I can lay this here. I don't know. It kind of looks like it goes up that way to me. Get my watch out of the way. That'll give me some more room. Okay, so there's my 12 by 12. There's that. Kirby says hello, Tony. Yeah, y'all can hear him raising. He didn't know how to speak normal. Telling Baylor that supper was ready. Okay, so we have this, and then if we do the strip, if I go ahead and cut that, remember I still played to create this over here and I'm undecided. So I go ahead, the things that I know I want, I'm gonna go ahead and cut and put on here. So if I look at this, this is about, not quite a third of a sheet. So let's see what this measures. Let me try to get technical here. That's slightly over 8 inches. And that is 2.5. So 2.5 over 8 inches. So about a fourth of it approximately. So if I do 3 inches for my 12, that would give me a fourth. And then it looks like you have about an inch at the top and 1.25 inches or something at the bottom. So if I do 3 inches wide by what, 10 inches tall. What about turning the ombre 180? Go from dark to light. This is the top and it's dark, so it's going from dark to light. 360 is a full circle, so you're saying go like this, Linda? Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna cut while I'm waiting to see your answer. I was just seeing what you wrote there. So anytime you're cutting directional paper, you want to make sure, because I don't want my arrows going back and forth this way. I don't think I do anyway. If that strip's going here, I think I like them going up and down. Or do I like it that way? Yeah, I like the flow of this better. So I'm going to cut the zip strip off. And I want to cut, remember I said I wanted it 3 inches wide. So that's where if I want this going tall, we'll do 3 inches. That's going to get 3 part of one and 2 other sets mainly. Of course, if you wanted it centered, you could trim this one off. And then if I cut that off and got 3 inches, yeah, it still wouldn't get 3 full things of the arrow. One's going to be cut off anyway, so. We'll go slightly over 3. I know I won't, because then only one is cut off. And hear my craziness as I talk to myself. Okay. And then I only want 10 inches. I always cut off more if I want it. See, the white on that white paper just doesn't pop. But see, this one's a white background too. That's where I'm not necessarily a fan of that. But they do have an outline around their white. So if I wanted to matte it with a color, I could. And then I'm going to have the matte for the photos. See, I like the matte in pink. But I also think this contrasts better with that. And I know some of y'all said go with the dark to begin with. It looks okay so far. See, I don't see the good contrast here. That's my only thing. And I know the pictures are going to be going across it. So that's where you can start placing other things on there. And I don't like that this is 10 and that's 10. So I probably should have left this as 11 so I can cut another strip and make it 11 so that it's hanging off the top and the bottom. Good thing with having lots of paper and not doing many girly layouts. So this way. And I cut an inch off this time. What about matting the strip? That's what I was thinking about too, Linda. That way it's hanging off the top and the bottom, and I like that a little better. Of course, I'm gonna matte the pictures. If I matte the pictures in this pink, I can matte this in yellow, which isn't gonna be a good enough contrast. But there wasn't a solid green. I don't think. No greens. There's orange to matte that in, but there's really no orange in the picture. And pull out cardstock to do it. Or I have the teal color blue. I wish they had the measurements on them. I struggle as well as not knowing what size to cut everything. Yeah, it would help. Some do, depending on where you're looking at. Becky Fleck does these sketches, so some of the other places, some of the other places do put measurements, or they put measurements down below. It just takes so much more time, because when they're designing these digitally, they are not thinking about size. They do 12 by 12 and they're just putting it all together. I mean, I could matte that in the blue. It's the blue ombre. And then she's got her blue hair bow on. And there's blue in the background there. It's not too bad. I think that adds to it. What do y'all think? Matte the arrows with the blue on the back. Oh, with that blue? So it would be, oh, look like that. Or the blue two-tone, or ombre. Kirby says cut the strips apart. That would be another thought, is having 3 individual strips here. It would get rid of the white strip in the center. Hadn't thought of that. This says the darker one. I like that one. It's just a city scene, so it ain't gonna be in there. And this is the darker one, which is this paper. That blue, you don't think that's distracting? Like that, with all the movement in these arrows, to me that seems distracting with that showing on there. It's a lot of busyness going on. This, I agree, could be darker and it would look better, but unless I just get a teal out and mat it with a teal, that's a possibility, and not worry with, I always try to use my pattern paper up. Let's see. It's a dark. This pretty much goes with it right there. Perfect match. This is Echo Park from, oh look, Capture Life. What do you imagine? What are the odds of that? This is a scrap sheet of paper I had in my scraps from, I bought some extras of theirs from when they had their sale to get the solids. And look at there. No wonder it matches exactly. I can't believe that. But that is a scrap. So I can mat it. Hey, Gwen. I can't believe I have the exact one from the exact same line here from Echo Park. Mat that in. Okay. So we know this one is 3 inches. So let me cut that off. My lucky night. The way I'm getting paid back for dealing with a spider, I get matching cardstock. That's the way I'm gonna look at it. Okay, so let's see. Does everybody hear me okay? I once had somebody tell me they couldn't hear my big mouth, so I always want to make sure y'all hear me. So I'm gonna do 3.5 for my mat. Lay that aside because I now have some blue that matches. So 3.5, and gonna give us that much, and I always trim some off. So if I cut it at 11, I'm gonna do 11.5. So I'm gonna cut off a 1/2 inch, and I might trim it down even more. I want to see what I got first. You can always cut smaller. You can't cut bigger. So let's see, this is such a faded background. It's 2 lights in the background. And then you have this dark blue and bright colors there. I don't like, it's almost too much contrast now. Love the blue. Nice. And see, to me, it looks too dark. You like that blue you found? Yeah, I carry it, matches exactly. It's the paper line that goes with it. I had it in my scraps of all things. Okay. Y'all gonna help me remember how we had this, right? Because I'm just going to, for the sake of it, set that aside. Because this was the debate earlier, for those of you that just joined us. This was the debate earlier, the light background or the dark background. And see, to me now, you've got contrast. Your light, oh yeah, I moved the light earlier to show y'all to get some light. Thanks, Helen. To show some of the papers. I had the light over top of it. What do y'all think? And that would mean I could either still matte with it or have a piece going across right here of it. Or I could matte with this. Looking your scraps for another pink. Yeah, Laura. Yeah, odds are it would be down here in my extra stuff. This is just one I used for something. It would take too long, I believe. I don't see anything at a glance to dig through all my extra papers that I got from Echo Park. You still like that one? Which one, Linda? Ginger says you like it better with the dark pink. Of course, I can trim my blue down a little too. Just make it a 1/4 inch all the way around instead of a 1/2. There you can see, you know, like what it would look like. Then if I matted, I could matte on the light side like this, or I could matte so that the ombre shows like this and it gets lighter as it goes along. Or of course I could matte this way where it's all the darker side. Remember, mainly it's just going to show above and below. There's not going to be much showing as far as the, there's the sketch again, because the girl and stuff is going to be over here. So there's not going to be much showing left or right. You're only going to see this across the top. That's a cool effect part, 1/4, 1/2 inch around the strip. Oh, this, yeah. Just instead of centering the mat, you're talking about that, Linda? Kind of drawing your eyes in that way, maybe. Matte with the darker side of the ombre. Go with your gut. Yeah, that's my problem, Helen. We all have our issues with scrapbooking. That is my problem. I overthink and analyze. You can ask Becky and all of those that get on my Zoom. And I overthink things. That's why layouts take me longer. And you can imagine if I get through this quick using Kiwi Lane, how long it took me before Kiwi Lane. Hey, Yvonne, another local buddy. I'm trying to decide what I want. Becky said use the darker one. I think the darker part of the pink too. So 2 votes for the darker. Of course, I could always pull out pink in the right shade of whatever color I wanted and not have to use the pattern paper. Oh, there's Joanne. She would use the lighter area. The lighter area gives, and here's why I'm thinking 2 different ways. Like Joanne said, the lighter area, the reason it would look okay is because it's contrasting with the dark. Whereas if you look here, these are still 2 shades of pink. That's darker than the darkest shade of pink on here. So if you're looking, this is going to be a strip piece that mainly is just showing above and below the photos. You're not going to get any on the sides. If this is a strip piece, the lighter is a contrast. It doesn't contrast as much with the white, as you can see here, but it contrasts better with the background. Whereas if I do this, you're getting all the shades in, or I could do lighter to darker and trim it down like this and still get lighter and darkers if I use the center part of that. Because theirs is a lighter shade of pink here, and that's a darker. Katie's jacket is darker. You're overthinking it. Use the middle of the page. Yeah, I'm telling y'all. You don't know how much Kiwi Lane has sped me up from what I used to be. Okay. I'll cut my strip and we'll go from there. So these are not quite 4 inches tall. Yeah, they're a hair under 4. So if I cut 4.5, that's going to give me some above and below about like that showing. That's about centered right there. So 4.5 is going to give me about 1/4 of an inch top and bottom. Remember, there's not going to be any showing left or right, basically. I think that's good. So I'm going to cut mine at 4.5 if y'all are doing it. Oh, you still think eeny, meeny, eeny, meeny, mighty, mo. So it's done. It's cut. And I'm going to take out the center here, but I'm going to mat them first before, that way I can cut it and see. I think I like, kind of swapped them around. I did have her over here and there. Kind of like the 2 girls in the center. Katie looks good in the center by herself, but since it's both of them dancing, the blue in the center. What blue in the center? this all out of whack. Because this girl, remember, I don't know her, don't know who she is. So it's basically these two and those two, they're the same kids. But she's an extra. The blue picture in the center, this one, that's the blue one. The most blue anyway. The one on the right, yeah, that's the one on the right. Too big an X on that little girl's face. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take the first one, because it doesn't really matter since I'm going to kind of center these here in the center so that I don't have stark white down on the end. And I'm going to center this between, and I know some people get out rulers, but I'm not. I'm eyeballing it. I think I went uphill just a little bit. There we go. And then now I can butt these two up to it. Joanne, I know you're in Canada. Is there any other Canadians on? What's your temperatures like up there in Canada, Joanne? You have to be colder than us, and we're cold. Surely you're colder than us. Okay, so now I have those on there, and then I can cut them off because we know I've got to have room for the little girl that's going to be over here. So everything's all cattywampus since I was cutting. -16. Oh, and I'm sure, what was the wind chill? If it's -16, do you know what the wind chill was today? Whew. We were in the 20s, and our wind chill here, I don't know what it was, but it was way lower than that because that wind, I stopped to get gas on the way home and it was frigid. And our school decided to have a fire drill today of all days. We had to get our fire drill in, and it was cold outside for that. No, there wasn't any wind. Well, you got lucky. We got all of your cold Arctic wind down here in Tennessee. I'm going to leave this for a minute to see what kind of things I have. So I'm going to move my photo mats out of the way. Remember, none of this is glued down, so it keeps moving. And we had the big wheel here. And we had the dance girl inside the big wheel. Oh, like this. Now y'all know. Here, I gotta go pick out colors for all these circles and everything else. There's the girl dancing. And so the right hand side, this side is not going to be anything. My son is in Saskatchewan and he was -40. Ooh, had virtual days the last 3 days here due to ice. Oh yeah, Kentucky, at northern Kentucky where you're at, Helen, you're more northern than I am. I'm on the southern Kentucky line. Got more ice than us. We were out yesterday for ice, and today we went 2 hours late. So, and then I expect us, with the weather they're calling for and all that snow, I expect us to be out all next week. We're out Monday already for the holiday. What I'm gonna do is I left a little bit, I left just a hair on that side, and I always trim it off if I have to butt it all the way up to the edge. But I left a little here in case I have room for it. I can always go back and, yeah, Paducah, yeah, y'all always get more than us. But we're all getting ready to get it. Ooh, even Becky down in Texas, they've got ice in Texas. They had a horrific wreck. Over 130 cars. Last I saw, 7 casualties. Okay. So we have this, and then we talked about putting this up here with these in there. And we had the title. I can point to the shoes. And you'll see I'm just now noticed my banana nerd candy is in the picture. I had a student who is special, not special needs. He has an IEP and stuff. And so his mom was at home helping him while we were virtual. He's been virtual since the pandemic started. And she wanted afterwards, because she witnessed my teaching and wanted to send me a gift from my Amazon wish list. Well, I'd forgotten I'd put those on there for something else because I love the banana ones. I love the orange ones too. But so that's what she let him pick something off my wish list to send me from Amazon. And so this is what my high school student chose to send me. So I've been eating on these since Christmas. Actually, I think I got them a few days before Christmas, and it was a 1 pound bag. And you can see I still have a lot of them left. 130 car, yeah, 7 casualties. So they had no more has died. You're definitely not looking forward to more snow. I'm looking for more snow. I want snow. Now the ice can stay away. Okay, so this gives me my 3 circles if I do it this way. And then I can always draw in some extra circles there if I want to. And this is actually over more in that sketch. Let me see if I can slide stuff like this. That covers up a lot of that busyness. I could still journal. I mean, I'm not gonna, if I put dancing up here where it says title, I could have dancing because they were dancing. And then down here where the subtitle goes, I could say with the stars because that's what it was. Come to Iowa, we have plenty to give you. I wish you could send it this way. Now, we have, I think, 4 snow days left after we had one yesterday. So after next week, if we're out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like I believe we will be, or I hope to be, then we will be out of snow days and I'm done with snow. Well, we could still have snow. I love snow anyway, but this way, now we do virtual. We just, normally we'd have to make up days after that. But now with virtual, we wouldn't have to make them up. We could just do it from home. Okay. Okay. What do y'all think? Of course, they have on like nude color shoes. Now go pick out the colors. Yeah, Helen, keep laughing at me. I hear you. This is really coming together nicely. Thank you, Heather. I'm trying to visualize in my head so that I'm stepping you through what I'm thinking here. The process is like what colors would be where, because what I'll do is cut out part of this dark pink back here because we know that's wasted paper, so to speak. And that way I have it, like I could cut these dance shoes in hot pink. The heart is overlaying the pink, so I wouldn't necessarily want it in hot pink. I could cut the circle in hot pink, this in hot pink. I could do this and that in hot pink. You know, it gives me some more options to add this in. This big circle could be in it. I don't know why I'm holding the little rings. The girl dancer can overlap the picture a little too if needed. That's true. Could cover up the set of wings that are there. That's true. That's a thought. She's doing the splits right there, and you can see a hair of the pink. That's a thought. I like that. What other ideas you got? Thanks, Sharon. Oh, my computer's going to sleep. I need to change my settings. I say this every live, and I keep forgetting to change them on this new laptop. Thanks, Kristen and Linda. I have the ombre pink. Look, I cut that out there. I have 2 pieces of the ombre. I have more, the whole sheet over there, but these are the ends that I cut off. And big enough to cut anything else on. So this one I could definitely, depending on what color I decide to go with these rings, I've got light or dark there I can use. If I do this, this is here. There's only a hair that's showing. I could then cut the girl in dark pink to have her here, because now she's on the circle. I also have the other pink words. Do you have some green paper to use to pull out the dress? The lime green, none of the patterns in this one were lime green. I'm sure I can find some lime green pattern. Of course, I have lime green cardstock, and that's what I might be pulling for some of this, is to do the cardstock. This one had, there's the other pink paper. It says, hello, beautiful, or no, life is beautiful is what it says. But the other paper on this one, I guess it's on the back of one of those others, is wherever it was. There's the stickers. Have we used it? There was one that had lots of. I said, after this crazy week, who knows what I've done with it. The back of the pink. Oh, that's a crazy paper. I don't know. There was a different blue one, or maybe I'm just thinking about what was the back side of this one was that one. I could have sworn there was a different one. I have that too. That's the back side of the pink ombre is all. This has got the light bulb pieces. You can see the lights in the background faintly. For you guys, that looks like white paper, but you can actually see these lights like this. You can see in the back of that. Let's see if I can hold it up there. Hold it up there for you guys to see that. Is the yellow too light? Hold on, I'll answer your question, Yvonne, here in Salem. I'm holding this up to see if y'all can see that. There it comes up. Yeah, now y'all can kind of see the lights in there. See the little circles in that white paper? So y'all can see that. The yellow is that. Looks like this. I mean, that's one that could always be used as an accent color. There is music, so if I wanted to add the music in as one of the circles or something, since they're dancing to music, but that's more white on white, so we're wanting some color here. There's the pink cameras. I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, like, we could get one camera centered and focused in that heart of the templates. The rest would kind of show the little dots going down through there of it. I would have thought. Oh, there's the other one. It's on the back of the notes. There's the other one. See how it's teal blue? It's the wrong shade. Two colors there. This is a bright blue, and that's more of a teal blue. And see, it's even a different shade. That's their own paper cardstock. And you can see how this is a different shade from all the rest of it. So I knew there was another one that I couldn't find while ago. It's on the back of the music. Okay. And then, of course, there is the black writing. It's on the back of these cards that says, all you need is love. Doesn't really go with it. I mean, I love my nieces, but. So I think I can always pull out this. I can always pull out the cameras or the yellow. The blue is a negative. I could always use the music if I wanted to, but I don't think it's going to go because it's too much white. I have the pink if I need another pink that says life is beautiful. That's two pinks and a yellow. I do have these arrows, but it's a lot of white. I already got a lot of white going on that page, but that's still a possibility. And I have the blue ombre, which also has the hearts on it, which if you notice, this has a couple of little hearts. These are bigger than that, but if I wanted to hand fussy cut out a few of those, I could cut out like a few of these light hearts in the different colors and put them around the page, because I think that would be really cool. Are there any of the small cut aparts you could use for the slippers? It's a thought too. Let me put the stickers back up there. Yes, Helen, that is a good thing with Kiwi Lane. We get the blender pages and stuff. And let me see. That's all the comments. Okay, I want to make sure I hadn't missed anybody. So far, it's held up on my iPad. Okay, cut aparts that you could use for the slippers. You got all you need is love with the pink and that not really. I mean, if you wanted sparkly slippers, I can pick them up. I could cut them out of the lights. I could cut them. I could fit them in, maybe not. Yeah. No. Yeah, it's not going to quite fit there. This is like directions and stuff, so that wouldn't look good. Here is some like pale blue that would fit. I could cut them out of music. I don't like them out of music though. So you got the pale blue, you've got the white lights, which we don't want because it's on the white lights. And then there was another cut apart page. Not really anything on that one unless it's white or black. You did the black and white pluses and minuses, you could fit it on that. If you wanted black shoes to stand out, I mean, they got on gray boots when they were leaving, but that's your choices on cut aparts. So while I'm trying to decide, I'm thinking, and y'all give me some ideas, what I'm going to do is very carefully lift this up and set it up there. And I'm going to cut out a center chunk of this. Some people use their cutter or trimmer. If you've ever watched me before, I just whip out my X-Acto knife and cut it out of the center. So I know that mine is 10 by 10, so I have an inch showing all the way around. I'm going to come in well within that inch like this. And no, it's not exact, but that's okay. I'm going to be using this to cut and do things on my page. Over here on the light to where I can see it. Oh, I'm going way out. Stray here. Catch it in time. Okay. And then if it gets too flimsy, you can always mat this on just some of your cheap white, like the filler pages that come in your scrapbooks and stuff. That's what I'll save those for a lot of times if I need it once I have my layers on here and it's too flimsy. But now this gives me this piece, and instead of it being wasted, I now have this for matting. There's that crazy pattern that's on the back. So, yes, this one has a lot of, it has some good blender pages. It just doesn't have the color of blenders that I want or need. So that is neat. I've never cut the center out. Oh, I'm glad I showed you something, Ginger. Yeah, I do that just so that you can use your cutter and just put your blade in the center and do it, and you would have an exact square. But this is going to be covered up, so nobody's going to see it. So I don't care that my edges are straight. So it's quicker for me to take the X-Acto than try to measure it and not forget, because I'm so used to sliding my blade on my trimmer down to the bottom. Huh. 2 people never cut the center out. Because see, you're not going to know. Who's going to pull my page out of the book to look behind it anyway? So here's this. So see, I'm thinking, depending on what color I cut the circles, you want the rule of thirds. So we already have the dark pink here. What if I did the shoes and the girl in the dark pink? And that's my 1, 2, 3, because these are the highlighted items on the page because they are at a dance recital. And then I can use other things to tie in. What is your dark pink going on? Where it will be covered up. The dark pink, where it will be covered up. This part you're talking about? This I'm going to use, like I can cut out the girls. What I'm thinking about cutting the girl and the shoes out with this. Because I can always pull this over and have the heart, but then the heart and that would be right beside each other. So I always cut out the center. I'm super frugal and can't help myself. That's the other thing. You're saving that paper, but sometimes I don't worry about saving it if I'm not going to need it for the layering part. It just depends on what you're needing it for. A green like the girl's dress would be nice for the dancer. That's true. Your lime green. Yeah. It's a dark lime green. See, that's a lighter lime green. That matches their skirts. Saw it there for a possibility. It's a bright. There's the other end. That's kind of dark. I think that one's too dark. I'm trying to use my scraps. I have my scrap drawer right here. Always keep it handy. There's a sparkly one. It's not the right shade. There's even brighter green. Make the girl pink and make her tutu green. Her butt area, there's not really a tutu on there. How is the square cut out not seen from the back in the album? Because there's another page on it, Deborah. There'll be another page behind this. There's 2 pages in that sleeve. So this was the first page, and when you flip it, there's another page over there, so you wouldn't see it. Do you have some link of, I'm assuming that says Stella, to put on the ballet slippers? Why, yes. Yes, I do. I actually have Winka Stella, and I have the Close to My Heart one both. There's the Wink Stella one that's laying over there somewhere. Here's the Wink Stella. Both of these are the glitter brushes. So yes, I actually think I might have a third one somewhere too. Both of those are glitter. No worries, Deborah. My brain is fried too. Okay. Let's see what else I have before I cut up. Not really. Here we go. Here's some glitter. There's glitter, but it's a lighter green to match like her skirt area. Just a thought. There's a blue, that wrong color shade of blue. Those are those photo mat things. That's all I'm seeing as far as scrap drawer. Oh. What do y'all think of the light green? That might be cute for the ballerina shoes. See, I'll hold that up and let the delay catch up and see. Y'all can see if that shows you where you can see the glitter. Okay, it's getting close to where you can see it. Yeah, y'all can see the glitter. You like it? Now I'm gonna bring it back down to the light for you. Still, you're getting the glare from the light on it. Yeah, it looks lighter down below, but okay. Dark, light. No for that one. That one's too dark. That one kind of goes. This one kind of goes. I'm going to negate these two. Okay, so there is enough, I believe, if I wanted to do the girl in green. The only thing with doing that, then it's kind of highlighting Ellie, and Katie's in sparkly white. So it's not, it's kind of like drawing your eyes to Katie, I mean to Ellie, and leaving Katie out. But that would be really cool. Because I could do her in green. Yeah, there's room on there for both. If you're doing a pink dancer, do you have some pink or clear vellum for a tutu? I have some vellum somewhere, yes. Pink vellum, I don't know about. I'd have to look. I hadn't used my vellum in a while. Let's see. I wonder if, let me keep moving my watch around here. So I get this stuff out of the way. I had some white glitter that I could use on the page too to kind of highlight Katie, because I don't want to necessarily, you know, only spotlight the one niece. It's for both. Yeah, there's no glitter in that one. When they run these, I haven't been to Joann's and Michael's in forever, but after Christmas and stuff, when they run those matte stats and stuff, they're clearancing them out. That's when I tend to buy them. There's an adhesive one. I'm looking for a glitter. There's just solid white. Let's see if I have a piece of glitter cardstock. There's some orange vellum in my scraps. I have on like those yellow colored shoes. There's some glitter, like raindrop kind of. I can see the sparkles to it maybe. paper. One of the circles, maybe the largest where the dancer is, would be a nice in yellow. Okay. That's a thought. Keep throwing those ideas out there. I'm looking for a... Hey, Mary Jo. I have any sparkly scraps of paper in my massive stack of paper. I thought I'd have some. So far, I'm not seeing any. Seeing lots of other colors of glitter paper, but not. There's some or another adhesive one. None of it's glitter though. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna give up on the white glitter. I can always use my Winka Stella. It just isn't the same though. It adds to it, but okay. So it's a negative on any white glitter paper that is handy anyway. So I have the pinks, greens, those three. Isn't that pretty colors? Oh, let me get that back out of your way again. I love pink and lime green, hot pink and lime green. I'm thinking about this circle being pink. To have some hot pink in here. Pull a Susan and just start cutting. She amazes me how quickly she makes decisions. Yeah, that's my problem though. I'm horrible about making decisions. I'm wishy-washy. That's one of the reasons why I like doing the lives. I come out of, which so far, you know, I already had a lot of this design on my own. Y'all helped me with paper choices, but I come out with things. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So, man, that paper's wild and crazy on the background. So I'm going to trace on this craziness. Susan amazes me in lots of things. When she can sit down, like I said, I love when she plays to create and comes up with stuff. She just did one, was it yesterday? Sometime I saw it pop up when I was at school. Your goal is to be Susan, yeah. Yes. Okay, so here is, look, I'm actually gonna cut some paper, other than I cut that with that, but okay. Somebody done 3 or 4 pages now in the time that I haven't done one. Somebody asked in the beginning how long I was going to be live. That's why I say I take longer. Here we are. We're going on 2 hours already. But I played to create in the beginning, and of course I've done lots of talking. Y'all know me. I love to talk. Okay. Still working on a sketch with you. It's taking me a while too. I enjoy watching you deliberate. Makes me feel right at home and not alone. Good. Good. See? And that's another thing Susan has pointed out before. You will see all different creative partners, some that do more simple layouts, some that do more detailed layouts, and some that are in between, because we all have different styles. And that's where any scrapbooking, you know, we all have our different things to do. So with the different ones of us that come on, sorry, I'm feeling for rough edges here. Those of us that come on and do lives, you get a variety of taste. Mary Snyder and some of the others are really, really good at layering. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses, just like every person does. So this way you kind of get a flavor for all of it. And I know I haven't cut the center out. I just wanted to see where to go. Yeah, it doesn't kind of highlight that as much. And it's too much pink focal point. Nope, organizing your 8.5 by 11 paper. I got new cubes today. Found a guy here in Iowa that makes them. Oh, nice. Trying to decide, because this isn't, could go under there to hide my cut mark. The tip to cutting this out, the inside out, is to cut through it, and then I could slide it up under that big one. That's what I'll do. So I'm just going to cut through one side of it, or if you wanted to, you could poke a hole and cut to the center and cut it around. But if you plan to tuck any part of it under, then just go ahead and cut straight across like this. Cut straight across to your line, and then you can go and cut around this way. That's the easiest way to cut the circle. Like I said, you could poke a hole and cut through the center of it there. This also preserves this center piece so that you have more of it to use for some other layer or some other piece. I got 51 of you still here have hung in for 2 hours or an hour. We didn't quite start on time. Susan was doing some things to get ready. So we're close to 2 hours. We've been on about an hour and what, 48 minutes or so, I think. And see that cut piece where you cut through, it's going to slide in behind that. So, and it'll be in behind these guys. So it's covered up and you will never know that it's there. And then these can be here and featured. So if we were all the same, it would be really boring. Oh, thank you, Linda. I love watching you too. That's why I like watching everybody. I don't get to catch a lot of the lives during the day because I teach, but I sure like to go back and watch later because I pick up things from everybody, different styles. It's just the same way with teaching at school. I can go, even though I teach high school business, I could go watch a middle school teacher. I can go watch history, English, whatever. And I'm going to pick up tips and techniques of things that I want to try in my class. Teaching, we all have different teaching styles and we can all learn from each other. So I totally agree. So if I do 3 things in green, if I keep up my 3s, I need another pink because I've got the 2 dark pinks somewhere. So I need another pink. And, you know, if this is like this, that's where I talked about if I did her in pink, she's going to be like that. Thank you, Heather. I always try to be positive. Negative gets you nowhere. I like her in hot pink because I can cut her out up here on that paper. That would be my 3 pinks, but then I need 3 greens. I kind of like the sparkly paper since Ellie is sparkly. Well, Katie's sparkly too. She's just like a silver sparkle. If I do this one in green, obviously I could do this in green and that circle in green. That would be 2 things, but I don't know what my third one would be. We want to keep up the rule of thirds because see, that fits on there. This fits on there. Because these 2 pieces are your other 2. Well, I can't pick it up. And they layer on top of that circle. But the big circle is too big to cut out on this little piece. Well, I am off the map for your lower title. That's true. I could hang it out down here. The center of this could be hanging out from there. It'd give me a 4th circle, but that is true. So I'm going to trace on the back side and not try to draw on the glitter side. Use this over to the edge. There's that. See how I fit up here closest. I have not, y'all saw me open this earlier, cut the dance shoes yet. Linda or Helen, any of the rest of you that are on, anybody cut the dance shoes yet? Is there any tricks that I need to think of? The trick to cutting out the centers, I could draw them on here if I wanted to. I'll trace them so you can see them. But the 2 insides of the shoe where your foot go right there is to trace those onto another piece. And then instead of trying to cut these out here, you can poke a hole and cut them out. But it's easier to trace on a separate sheet of paper and then lay them on top of these shoes. I kind of traced that backwards then, didn't I? So when I traced on the back, I didn't flip my template over. Yeah. Because these are going to cut out that way. I guess that looks okay. You'll see what I did? I didn't flip my template over. So when I cut these out, they're going to cut out upside down or backwards. But I guess that would work. I'm so used to seeing it in this direction, though the other looks funny. Oh well, I'm going with it. Look, see, I made a decision. Nobody's finished a page. There's usually somebody that's like Speedy Gonzalez and got a lot done. It's funny cutting this glitter paper. I'm cutting off the screen. You're not missing anything exciting. It's time for Hallmark Christmas movie. There you go. I'm glad you joined me, Yvonne. Hopefully I'll get to see you soon and have a crop again at the church. I'll save my little scrap of green. Always when I cut the circle, The trick I teach people is you can find what's going to stand out, or if you feel it and you feel like a bump in your paper, or if it feels like smooth circle, then it's going to look pretty good on the outside. You might still see a crazy, like I see a dip right there. And I can come over here to the light. I had to move my light out of the way of y'all so you could see. You're working on your second one pager. Sharon, did you do this layout, Sharon, for your first one? This sketch, not this layout. I encourage all of y'all to participate in the challenge. You don't win anything, but you can get page done. Yeah, Sharon's been on a roll. She's posted lots of cool pages here lately. Okay, so this guy was up here. We could tuck part of him under, either under one or the other, but we'll tuck one side so that I can cut straight through. You did a little boy one, but did you do this layout? It was a baby layout and I changed it to girl. Are you saying you didn't do this one? You just did a boy one? Sorry if y'all can't see me cutting. You can see the edges of it. But if I put my light over the table, then you can't see the layout. And I gotta have the light to be able to see. Okay. Trim it up. Usually with circles, I always have to go back and trim it up a little bit. Get my rough edges out of it. Got some glitter on my scissors. Just did your dad's birthday card. Was nice to feel like I was crying. Oh yeah, Wendy. Hey Julie. Better late than never. Yeah, that's two of my Nashville buddies that are local to me. Wendy and I have known each other for years, and Julie and I have met since COVID started. So Julie and I have known each other, well, getting ready to be a year now. Wendy and I's mom cropped a lot together. Wendy and her mom and buddies come to my crop back when I was able to have them before COVID. Hey, Serena, another one of my customers here. Serena's in Australia. I don't know. Christine was going to be on.
Could you try again?
My computer's picking up. It thought I said, hey, Siri. Then, oh, now it comes again. Anytime I say, hey, and Serena's name, it picks up and thinks I said, hey, Siri. But she's in Australia. I'm using The World as my playground paper. So you're using some Kiwi Lane paper. One of the kits Becky is. So we've got a lot of states represented. We still have 53 people on. A lot of states represented, and I know Canada is here with Joanne. And Serena represents Australia. Is there anybody else from anywhere else on? I use the Kids at Play paper, I think it's called. Oh, cool. Idaho, Pennsylvania. like our Zoom group. We've kept up with it since we've been scrapbooking online on Zoom since March the 15th. I started it, but people from all over, even people who don't use Kiwi Lane, have joined us. And we've had 4 countries and 40, Becky, are we 41 or 42 states now? New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. 41 states, I think is what we're at. And 4 countries. We've had Great Britain or England, Australia, Canada, and the US are our 4 countries. Indiana. My aunt and cousins live in Indiana, Indianapolis area. Cassandra's still on. She was on earlier. Some of my customers are up there in Indiana. I go up. Well, I've been up once to crop with them in Indiana. That was pre-COVID. Everything. Y'all notice that we label everything pre-COVID or post-COVID. Thanks, Melissa from Ohio. You know, we used to say back in the day, you know, when I was young, now it's before COVID or after COVID. You'll catch yourself labeling things that way. Cutting, trimming down my so there are my slippers. Of course, they need the centers to them. They don't look like, they look like banana peels right now. Hey, that's what you could use that for too. I always think of other ideas. These could be bananas. Look, 2 bananas. I have to go for tonight. Thanks for doing it live. I'll post my second layout tomorrow when I finish it. Cool. I can't wait to see it. I will go before long, even though we still have 49 of you. Sometimes when I'm long-winded, I get off and finish it. Otherwise, I feel like y'all feel like you have to stay here with me. I get off here and get on Zoom and then finish my layout. So what are y'all thinking? The girl in hot pink. And then what am I going to do the big circle in? I don't have enough of the blue. I can add in the blue somewhere else, because we still have 2 guys that go up here. We have the heart. We have this. Trisha loves Kiwi Lane. Oh, I love Kiwi Lane too. Now to go wrap his gift and another gift. See you later. Your page is looking cute though. Thanks, Wendy. So I could cut one of these in blue. What do y'all think? Notations 5T or the Love Struck a la carte in blue? I think I might do this, because whatever I cut this circle out of, I can cut this out of to go up here maybe. Gray for the big circle. Make the small circle blue and the large one green. The large one green, I don't have any of the green. It was just a small photo mat size of the green paper, the sparkle paper. The ribbon. What about the ribbon? Are you sure the blue won't work since it goes behind the photo strip? What blue behind the photo strip? The blue is not big enough piece. That was my thing with the blue scrap. See, I can't get the full piece of the blue out of it. Oh, well, yeah, you're right. That does go in there behind it. Oh. What other colors is the background squiggly paper? What other colors are in the background squiggly paper? How about the arrows? Yellow, the big circle in yellow maybe. Turn it, no more. Flip the paper over, angle it. I mean, still, this is the part that's there. I guess it would fit. I could do the blue circle. Mess everything up. Is blue on the back? No, this is just cream colored on the back. But it would work because it would all fit in there, but just that little piece, which would be behind there. What the heck? Let's cut it. Somebody earlier said just go with it. So here we are going with it. We'll trace it on the back. I still can't believe I found a piece in my scraps that's from this exact matching cardstock paper line. When they had their sale on single sheets of paper and stuff several months ago, I bought some, and this is cream colored. It's hard to tell there, but you can tell against that white. Cream colored on one side, blue on the other. It matches this paper line. It's the matching cardstock that goes with it. I don't know that I could ever pull that off again, that when I go to look in my scrap drawer, I find the matching exact paper line cardstock. Hey, Trisha, let's see. I have to watch the replay. Looks cute. Thank you. Better late than never. I played to create to begin with, so I'm a slow goer anyway, but even more so tonight since I did the whole play to create and come up with the extra circles in here. Now, when you're planning to create, you could also, instead of circles, I could have done our big hexagons. That was from a previous Kiwi Club kit. I love using the hexagons. This one already had circle though, and the sketch. The sketch, since Trisha's just joined us, we probably had some others join us as well. And we'll feel for rough edges. Good there. Okay, here's the thing. The blue will be on the blue. course, everything's moving around, nothing's glued down yet, including this guy. So I'm tracing her. I want her in this direction. If I don't flip it just right, she's going to come out on the wrong direction on the other side. So I want her like this to butt up against the pictures. So if you take this off and slide it behind it, that's how you know which side, which way to trace it on the paper. Where do you get your sketches? I get them from all over. You can search for sketches and stuff. This is Page Maps. If you go to Page Maps, I'm assuming I have signed up for her, been signed up for her sketches for years. Every month she publishes a ton of sketches. A ton, there's 8 or 10. One of which is a double page layout and the rest are all single page ones. And they have different design teams from different places, companies that will do a layout. Excuse me, I'm yawning. A layout with them. So you'll see for most of them, they'll have the sketch and a layout that somebody interpreted beside it. And many years ago, before she started doing design teams, I did several of her layout sketches. You could sign up to register to be chosen as one of those. And I did some of her card sketches. She has card sketches and page sketches. And I've done some of both in previous years. That was a long time ago. Like I said, I am not used to this girly stuff. I have a boy. These are my nieces if you're just joining me. My cute niece, Ellie and Katie. I'm assuming they haven't been on yet. I called my sister-in-law before the live started and I said, hey, this was a year ago, December. So they're a year and a couple months older than what you're seeing in the pictures. I told her, I was like, I added her to my Kiwi Lane Facebook group so they could hop on. I thought they would get a kick out of their picture being on the live and me talking about them. So at some point, she said they would be on their way home. So at some point, they're going to watch this. I don't know that they'll watch it this far in, but there's my dancer. Tiny Dancer. Anybody think of the Elton John song? Every time I think dancer, I think of that song. Thanks, Ruby. Scissors. Glad you could join us. Better late than never. Some have already come and gone. I'm going to cut out this. If you cut down closer to your piece, it's easier to maneuver instead of trying to big wieldy piece of paper. So always cut close and then go back in for the details. So I just cut out, you can see close to it. And then I can go back and actually cut this. And for those of you that are new to fussy cutting, it's always easier to turn the paper. Keep your scissors in the same place. Turn your paper, not the scissors. And I tell that in almost every single class. Both classes I did earlier this week on lives, I told that same tip. Because you never know who's listening in that doesn't know that. You don't even have to be new to Kiwi Lane. You might not have ever heard that. But it's better to turn the paper and keep more control of your scissors. They'll save your wrist. And it helps you turn those curves and corners easier as well. You can see how I'm moving my paper around. My treat when I get off here, let's play a let's see what y'all's is. My treat when I get off here is I got some more Girl Scout cookies today. I bought some from one of my customers. Her daughter was selling them in Indiana. You could order and they ship straight to you. So I got them here in Tennessee. Well, we ate those. We got those a couple weeks ago and we ate those. Well, then the football coach at school, his daughter was selling them. He emailed the other day, and so he delivered today. So I have tagalongs are my favorite, the peanut butter and chocolate. What are y'all's favorite Girl Scout cookies? My husband likes the Samoas, and my son Baylor loves the Thin Mints. What is y'all's favorite? I like the Do-si-dos too. I love sweets, hence the reason I'm big. The reason I liked Ellie's expression here, but her leg is out, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted one with the legs doing something. Samoas or Thin Mints, Rosanda says. Tagalongs and shortbread. Thin Mints or the old lemon cream cookies, yeah. Those were good, Cassandra. Remember those? All of them, but we don't get them anymore, sadly. Is it because of health reasons you can't get them? I was going to say, you can order them online and have them shipped to you. Most for me, tagalongs for your kids, chocolate covered peanut butter ones. Tagalongs. Tanya, that's the tagalongs. Here's mine sitting here waiting for me. Jane says Thin Mints and Caramel Delights. There's my favorite. Samoas. Yeah. I'm bad. I ordered more. And he emailed and said, you know, they couldn't set up at Kroger with all this weather. This next week, they were supposed to set up at the Kroger and the Walmart and sell a bunch. They have all these cookies in stock they need to get rid of. Yeah, I ordered some. Like I said, I ordered some already. One of my Indiana customers, her daughter sells them. One of Cassandra's friends, matter of fact, it's on here. I ordered from her last month, sometime, and got those already. Thanks, Helen. Glad you joined us. You're drooling, Tanya says. Yeah. Whew. Got all that cut out. There's my girl lead dancer. Her little design in the paper. Like I said, it's in the dark up there by the camera because the light is down here. So here's, oh, I don't bend her. I'm gonna ink her so she stands out. Right now, she's not standing out too much. Can ink her edges, go around them with a black pen, make her pop. Lots of pink. I mean, I could cut her out of green. I don't have enough green left, though, to cut her since I did those two, unless I use a darker green. Since we have two shades of green, that's a possibility. She kind of blends right there. And trace this out. What are y'all thinking? What else can I do here? Wink a Stella on her. Oh, that's true. I could wink a Stella her. let her dry, and so we can see what it looks like. Wink Stella has the pins kind of things. This is their glitter brush one. I forgot what the official name of it is. Let me glitter her up for a minute so she can be drying. We'll see what she looks like. Let's see. You'll see. I have to wait a minute. Y'all can see the glitter on that. Laura likes her in pink. She does not blend in. She looks good. Okay. You'll see. Yeah, you aren't really seeing the glitter from there. Yeah, you can kind of see it a little bit. But, ooh, now it's turning it white though. I've never had Wink Stella do that. Look at that. It's white. Never had it turn white that way. I love those pins too. I just jumped on and apologized, but what is that green thing in the pink circle? Oh, that's the two shoes. I hadn't put the center in the shoes. It's the like the ballet, the dancer shoes. You can see that's those. Looks like two bananas, I said. I don't know why there's white all over it that way. I've never had it do that before at the Wink Stella. I might have to cut her again anyway after I did. It's very strange. Normally it just adds glitter. I'll put some over here. See if that dries. Oh, that's adding pink to it too. It must be reacting to something in this pink paper. You thought it was a bug? No, I had that earlier, Ellen. I had a spider join me on the table. Did you shake it? Maybe I didn't shake it. Let's see now. Let me do the other leg. Usually just no, it's reacting to the paper. It's turning white too. I've never had it do that. It's must be something with the pigment that's in that paper. Make her all white. Like she's got chalk on her. You know, the dancers chalk up. That one leg's awful white. It's gotten lighter as we went along. How white that one leg was. You'll see her turning white. That. And that shook up and it's still turning her white. That one spot, that first one I did, is extra white. I could almost live with it with the white on there, but that one spot is whiter. Wink Stella failed me tonight. I've never had issues with that. I don't know. It has to be something with the paper. It's even getting white on my black mat though. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't have to cut it again. I'll go ahead and cut this guy out since I traced it before it gets buried. I'll trace this out of this. She's ombre. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I'm going to shorten this. I mentioned this earlier if you've been with me for the long haul here, is I'm going to shorten this anyway a little bit. And so I'm going to shorten it. You can see my paper is almost long enough, but I'd already said about shorten it. So all you have to do is I'm just going to trim off part of this in the end. So I'm going to trace the heart shape on the end. And yeah, I'm using the back side of the piece of paper. Make sure I did all that. Yeah. And then I'm going to move this straight forward and trace the back side of it. So you can modify your Kiwi Lane templates, and then notice this is continuing up to that heart. All I have to do is trace right up to the heart. And so now that's shorter than that. You can see the difference there. I just cut out some of the center. I believe this is the first time I've used my Love Struck a la carte, this heart arrow. Got to go. Page looks great. Can't wait to see the finished page. Have a good weekend. You too, Deb. Glad you joined us. Probably going to get off here in a few minutes. Not monopolize your night. And then finish this up and then post my finished page once I add my details to it. You know, I could go back to the original sketch. It only has the set of circles up here where I've got the 3 circles going. But we like the circle highlighting that. So, but there's the original sketch so that you can see it. Here's my heart. Shape them up. So light pink to match the ombre paper behind there. Because the dark pink, I mean, I could put that there, but it blends too much with the dark. You think that maybe apply a wink to the pink circle to balance it. Yeah, but see, her leg is too much white right there. Bad enough that added white all over, but that one's heavy white. Will you ink? Sometimes I don't ink on dark pages. I mean, on dark pages, on bright pages like this. This one's going to need it to distinguish the blues here. So I'm either going to outline these with black, which I've done with pens before, or ink the edges with black. And if you take like a pen and just go around the edges, like if you get, I don't have one of my, if you have like, this is a Sharpie, but if you have like a felt tip marker in black, somewhere I have like a felt tip one, you can take and do your edges. So like I can show you, here's my black one. I can do a scrap sheet of paper here and show you in black. So what I've done sometimes, instead of inking edges, if I want something to show, you can take, and this is very faint. You can get it as dark as you want to. So I don't know that y'all can see that. That now has a black edge. But you can also take and go down the edges of it. And Use the scrap sheet. Hey, Charlene. Love the colors. Thank you. But you can take, and I've done that before to give it the black edge too. And then of course you can always go back and you can doodle on the edges. Now obviously this is a big pen so that you can see it. But you can doodle on the edges around the outside of these circles. So if you have a sanding block, you can try to take some of that white off the dancer. It might distress it enough to blend it too. Black stitching may look cute. There you go. The stitching on there. Ellen had the same idea I did. So I'd already thought of doing the stitching because remember the sketch shows stitching like with the circles up here. So you could sew on this, or you can just take your templates. If I get a regular pen so that it doesn't bleed through everywhere. This is a glitter black pen, but that will work. But if I wanted to take and add these in, I'll show you this before I get off here for the night. I feel like I'm monopolizing your time. But if I wanted to, move this stuff out of the way first. Take this, if I wanted to add in like this sketch and have some circles up there, all you have to do is, I've got paper underneath this, so it's going to be all messed up. But all you'd have to do is to take your whatever circle or template, I've done it with different templates too, and you can just start and go around it. And it doesn't matter that they're uniform. These aren't uniform. I'm doing them quick. That adds to the cuteness of it. I mean, if you wanted it uniform, you could practice. Might take you a while. This is probably going to smear because this is a glitter pen, so it takes a little longer to dry. You can take, oh, that one I messed up, but this is just for y'all to see. You can see where I smeared it with my hands, but that gives you the dotted circles, and that's how you can use the templates. You can also do, if you wanted to, you could do the dot in the circle or the dash in the circle to give you a different look. You can do circles all the way around it. I have a circle template thing that makes that easier for me. But an old Basil template that you could do, you know, circles all the way around the outside edges. And that's how you can doodle with your templates. So those are ideas. Now you can see that's bled through anyway on the back, but I still need to decide what I'm going to do for the inside of the shoes. Should I make them the ombre pink? Have pink and light pink in the center of the green shoes. Is that going to look weird? I'll draw it on here and see. I've got plenty of paper. Okay, so these, I have the shoes backwards. So I have the shoes this way. So I'm going to trace on this side. Let's see. I don't know that I want two colors on the inside of the shoe. What if I trace them both in this lighter pale pink? How about white, like the background paper? That's true. I could do white. I'm thinking for the sake of the fun of it, I'll line the shoes with the pale pink, and then I can always change it to white or any other color. It's just using a small sliver of a piece of paper anyway. one. Yeah, I know something I can share with you guys so you're not just sitting here listening to silence. My Kiwi Lane anniversary was this last Wednesday, 2 days ago. 5 years with Kiwi Lane. Okay. I'll lay that on there. So then a little bit of adhesive on the backs. It should pull up off the glitter paper easy because I'm not going to press firmly. That look more like shoes. It would need to be inked. Thank you, Kristen. Thanks, Ruby. What do y'all think of the shoes now? It's hard to believe it's been 5 years. If I had to guess, I'd say 3. But nope, it has been 5. 2016, February 10th, 2016. No, she's just not going to cut it for me. She's going to have to be recut. A bottle of wine. I wish, Linda. Well, I don't drink, so bottle of wine. We've got wine in there. I could go drink some wine, but I'm not a drinker. My husband loves wine. Only thing, do I have enough pink to get her now? I don't know that I have enough of the bright pink to make her work. Could always make her legs like she had on tights, like splash dance and the leg warmers. Yeah, everything needs ink, Rosanda. I agree. I just stuck them on there so we could see what it looks like. But yeah, I would ink them. What if she had green leg warmers? Green sparkly leg warmers. That would cover up the big whites on there. Pencil. Okay, so she is in this direction. Awful quiet. Yeah. I could trim it to fit her leg. What do y'all think? Like flash dance, have some leg warmers on. Flip her over and flip the page. If I flip her over, she wouldn't be pink anymore. She's going to be that wild color. You like the leg warmers? And see, I thought one pager and that's quick and easy sketch, and I would be in and out of here quick tonight. And you saw how wrong I was. I'm so indecisive. There's the sketch again, in case you just joined us. We were down to 36, so we're starting to drop like flies. I will get off here and work on this, and then either tonight or tomorrow post the finished product with it inked and the added embellishments on there and stuff. 2 people like the leg warmers. You could always give her wristbands in the green too. Make me think of flash dance. Of course, these girls won't know what flash dance is or who it is. But thanks for joining me tonight, and I will post the finished layout either tonight or tomorrow. Knowing me, it'll probably be tomorrow. I challenge you guys to use the sketch to create your own. And again, I didn't do the baby layout that this is. I made it into a dance one. Use it for what suits you, boy, wedding, any other theme, travel for that matter. You can put any 2 things here in their place, and obviously any pattern paper. Make the sketch your own. You can turn it on your side. You know, if you wanted to, you know, if you had horizontal pictures, because I thought of doing this earlier and doing horizontal. These were 2 of these 3 were horizontal pictures that showed more kids on the stage. You could do it in this order too. You know, you could have had it like this. So you can modify things with the way you want them or the way you need them to fit your pictures. So where did you find the sketch? The sketch is from Page Maps. It's their February page map, one of their February page maps. Can't wait to see. Thank you. Thanks. Enjoyed it. Hope to see you soon. Yes, Ginger. Hopefully sometime soon. But I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Wonderful weekend. Stay safe. If you're like me and going to get lots and lots of snow, or supposed to get lots and lots of snow and ice next week, stay safe, and I will see you next month. I can't see. And